Have you ever laid in bed all night, just to wake up feeling more tired than when you went to sleep? Maybe you tossed and turned, your thoughts racing, your body aching in ways that didn't make sense. Or maybe it was a kind of heaviness you couldn't quite explain, like something was just off. And the worst part? You couldn't put your finger on why. Now, what if I told you, the issue might not be you at all? What if it's your bedroom? That's right, your own bedroom. The place you trust to rest, recover, and recharge could be quietly draining your energy, night after night. And it's not just about poor lighting or bad pillows. I'm talking about invisible dangers, things you can't see, can't hear, and often don't even think twice about, but they're there. And for anyone over 65, these dangers can hit even harder. See, as we get older, our bodies don't filter out toxins or bounce back from stress like they used to. Our nervous system becomes more sensitive. Our cells regenerate slower. And that means things that might have had no effect on you years ago, can now take a serious toll. I'm talking about toxic radiation coming from everyday bedroom items, things you probably use every single night. Maybe it's something sitting on your nightstand right now. Maybe it's under your pillow. Or plugged in just a few feet away from where you sleep. You might be thinking, radiation? In my own bedroom? Come on, but here's the thing. Some of the most common, harmless-looking items are the biggest culprits. And chances are, at least one of them is within arm's reach of your bed every single night. In today's video, we're going to uncover 5 bedroom items that may be silently harming your health, especially if you're over 65. And wait until you hear about number 5. It's in almost every home, and it's sitting closer to your body than you'd ever imagine. This isn't about panic. It's about awareness. And once you know what to look out for, you'll finally have the power to make small changes that could lead to better sleep, better energy, and better health. So don't go anywhere. Watch this all the way through, because by the end, you might realize your bedroom hasn't been as safe as you thought. And before we dive in, drop a quick comment below and type, "Safe sleep," if you want to protect yourself, or someone you love, from these hidden health threats. And hey, while you're here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more videos from Elderly Wisdom Guide, where we shine a light on the things that matter most, your safety, your comfort, and your peace of mind. Let's get started. Let's start with one of the most common culprits, something you probably rely on every day without a second thought, your Wi-Fi router. Now, imagine this. Marjorie, age 72, loved streaming her favorite classic movies before bed. Her grandson had helped her set up a Wi-Fi router right on the nightstand, just a few inches from where she slept. It made everything more convenient, faster video, stronger signal. But over time, something changed. She started waking up with headaches. Her sleep felt lighter. She felt groggy in the morning, like she hadn't rested at all. At first, she blamed it on age. Then on her mattress. Even her medications. But the real issue was quietly blinking right beside her pillow. You see, Wi-Fi routers give off something called non-ionizing radiation, invisible energy that's constantly pulsing out in all directions. Now, scientists say this type of radiation isn't immediately dangerous in small doses. That's true. But here's the part nobody talks about. If you're exposed to it all night, every night, just inches from your body, it's a different story. Especially if you're over 65. As we age, our melatonin levels drop naturally. That's the hormone that helps us fall asleep and stay asleep. Radiation from Wi-Fi routers has been shown to interfere with that hormone, making it even harder to get deep, restorative sleep. It doesn't stop there. This kind of exposure can also disrupt brain activity while you rest, leading to things like brain fog, mood swings, and even memory lapses. But here's the problem. Most people assume, oh, it's just Wi-Fi. Everyone uses it. It must be harmless. But wireless doesn't mean risk-free. Not for a teenager. And definitely not for someone in their 60, 70, or 80. So, what can you do? Simple. Move your router at least 10 feet away from your bed. That distance alone can lower your exposure dramatically. If you really want to protect yourself, turn the router off completely at night, especially if you're not using it. Most routers even have a simple on and off switch or a sleep timer built in. It's a small change. But for many older adults, it's the difference between tossing and turning, and finally waking up feeling refreshed. Of course, the Wi-Fi router isn't the only invisible hazard hiding in plain sight. Some of them are things we wear every single day. Now let's talk about something millions of people wear every day, even to bed, thinking it's helping them stay healthy. Smartwatches and fitness trackers. James, age 67, was one of those people. He got his smartwatch as a birthday gift. He loved it. It counted his steps, tracked his heart rate, even reminded him to drink water. He wore it proudly during the day, and at night too. It gave him peace of mind, knowing it was monitoring his heart while he slept. But a few months in, James noticed something strange. He'd wake up in the middle of the night feeling a tightness in his chest. Not pain exactly, just a pressure that wouldn't let him breathe deeply. His sleep became lighter, more restless. He started feeling anxious for no reason at all. Doctors ran tests. Everything looked fine. But that tightness? It stayed. Until one day, his daughter, who works in holistic health, suggested something simple: try sleeping without the smartwatch. And guess what? Within a week, James was sleeping deeper. The pressure in his chest faded. That feeling of anxious restlessness started to lift. So, what happened? These devices may look small and harmless, but they emit Bluetooth and EMF radiation constantly, even when you're not using them. That radiation stays active while you sleep. And while it may not cause immediate harm in younger, more resilient bodies, older adults are different. As we age, our cellular repair systems slow down. Our immune system becomes more reactive to chronic stress. That makes us more vulnerable to electromagnetic interference. And remember, your body does most of its healing at night. If your cells are busy trying to protect you from a constant stream of EMFs, they have less energy left for repair, rest, and recovery. But here's the big misconception. Because these gadgets are sold as health tools, people assume they must be safe, right? Unfortunately, that's not always the case. What helps during the day may quietly harm at night. So, what should you do? It's easy. Remove your smartwatch or fitness tracker before bed. Put it on your nightstand, across the room, or better yet, turn it off altogether. Give your body a full break from electromagnetic exposure, just like it gets a break from noise, light, and movement. Your body needs that electromagnetic rest as much as it needs sleep itself. And if you're tracking your sleep through a device? Ask yourself, what's more important, the data, or the quality of the sleep you're actually getting? But wearable tech isn't the only quiet disruptor in your bedroom. Some dangers don't buzz or blink or vibrate. Some just sit there. Waiting. Doing nothing at all. And still, they can take a serious toll on your health. Let's move on to something that feels so cozy, so comforting, but might be doing far more harm than good. Electric blankets. Agnes, 75, had always struggled with cold nights. Her joints ached more when the temperature dropped, and her feet would stay icy well into the night. So, years ago, she bought herself a high-end electric blanket. It was her winter lifesaver. She wrapped herself in it every night, setting it to low, letting it hum gently through the dark hours. But then, odd things started happening. Her legs began to tingle, at first just a little, then more frequently. She'd wake up with red, irritated patches on her skin. A strange buzzing sensation ran through her lower back like static. Her doctor checked her nerves, tested her blood flow, but nothing serious came up. Until, one day, he asked a very simple question. "What's on your bed at night?" When she told him, he nodded slowly. That might be part of the problem. You see, electric blankets aren't just warm. They run electrical currents directly across your body, for hours, while you're most vulnerable, asleep. They give off something called extremely low-frequency radiation, or ELF for short. That might sound gentle, even harmless, but for seniors, it can be a real concern. As we age, our skin becomes thinner, our nerves become more sensitive, and our immune system reacts more strongly to chronic irritation. That makes our bodies less able to handle even low-level electrical fields over long periods of time. Overnight exposure to ELF radiation has been linked to inflammation, nerve sensitivity, and even long-term changes in how the nervous system communicates. That buzzing, tingling, aching sensation? Sometimes it's not age, it's exposure. And here's where the misunderstanding creeps in. We associate warmth with comfort. It feels good. So we assume, without question, that it must be good for us. But when that warmth comes from a current running beneath your body for 8 hours a night, every night, your body doesn't get a break. Your cells never fully rest. And your nervous system never stops reacting. So, what can you do if you love the warmth? Here's a better approach. Use your electric blanket to pre-warm your bed. Turn it on for 15 to 20 minutes before you get in, then unplug it once you're ready to sleep. You'll still get the comfort, but without the overnight exposure. Even better? Try microwavable heat packs or hot water bottles. They give off warmth, not radiation. Your body gets the comfort it craves without the electromagnetic stress. Sometimes, the kindest thing you can do for your body is give it silence, from light, from sound, and from current. Now, let's talk about something that's supposed to bring relief, something most of us turn to when our bodies start to ache and we crave better rest. Memory foam mattresses. Arthur, 69, had been battling lower back pain for years. His daughter, wanting to help, bought him a luxurious memory foam mattress she'd seen highly rated online. It cradled his spine, molded to his curves, and for the first few nights, it was heaven. But not long after, Arthur noticed something odd. He began waking up with a sore throat. His chest felt tight in the mornings. Some days, he'd cough without reason, dry, persistent. And the air in his room? It felt heavy. Like something was hanging in it. He figured maybe it was allergies, or just getting older. Until one night, while reading, he came across an article about off-gassing from memory foam. He checked the tag on his mattress, and that's when everything started to make sense. You see, many memory foam mattresses, especially those that are not certified or are made overseas on the cheap, are produced using petroleum-based chemicals and synthetic adhesives. These materials release volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, over time, especially when new. These VOCs are invisible. Odorless to some. But they're real, and they can cause irritation in the throat, eyes, lungs, and even affect the nervous system when exposure is constant. For a healthy young adult, the body can usually bounce back. But for older adults, it's a different story. Why? Because seniors tend to spend more time in bed. We're talking 8, 10, even 12 hours a day resting, napping, sleeping, recovering. That means more time breathing in those fumes, especially in rooms where windows stay closed and airflow is minimal. Over time, these gases build up in the body. And the symptoms? They're brushed off as just aging. Tired lungs. Brain fog. Morning stiffness. Irritated skin. But sometimes, it's not your body failing you, it's your environment quietly wearing you down. And the big misconception? People think if a mattress is expensive, or from a popular brand, it must be safe. But the truth is, not all memory foam is made equal. So, what can you do? First, check if your mattress is CertiPURUS certified. That means it's been tested for harmful chemicals like formaldehyde, heavy metals, and phthalates. It's not a perfect guarantee, but it's a major step in the right direction. Second, if you're buying a new mattress, air it out, for at least 72 hours in a well-ventilated room before using it. Open the windows. Let those gases escape before you bring it into your daily sleep space. And if you're looking for a long-term solution, consider switching to a mattress made of natural latex, organic cotton, or other non-toxic, eco-friendly materials. These might cost more upfront, but they protect your health every single night. Because what you're lying on shouldn't be poisoning your lungs. But now, it's time to talk about the most surprising item of all. The one that sits closest to your body. In nearly every home. And hardly anyone suspects it could be causing harm. It is the closest to you, literally just inches from your head every night. The alarm clock. The smartphone. Those small devices you barely even notice anymore. Let me tell you about Clara. She's 74. Sharp, active, a retired librarian who still volunteers twice a week. Like most people, she kept her phone on her nightstand. Plugged in before bed. Alarm set. Maybe scrolling through messages or a quick word puzzle before turning off the light. Seemed harmless, right? But after a few months, Clara started waking up in the middle of the night, her heart racing, sometimes for no reason at all. Other nights, she'd struggle to fall asleep, feeling unusually tense. Her doctor checked her heart. It was strong. No arrhythmias. No known issues. Still, the strange episodes continued, especially on nights she slept with the phone charging close by. One afternoon, her grandson, just 10 years old, asked her a simple question. "Grandma, why do you sleep next to your phone? Doesn't it buzz all night?" That's when it hit her. She didn't even realize it had become a habit, a reflex. But here's the truth behind it. Smartphones emit radio frequency radiation, or RF. Even when idle, they pulse data. Receiving signals, syncing updates, checking notifications. That signal never really sleeps. And even basic digital alarm clocks, especially the ones with glowing red LED numbers, give off low-frequency electromagnetic fields, or EMFs. Now, to a younger body, this might not seem like a big deal. But for seniors? It matters. A lot. Older adults often have more sensitive neurological systems. The brain becomes less tolerant of constant stimulation. And exposure to EMFs, especially when it's close to the skull or chest, can subtly disrupt brainwave patterns, affect sleep depth, and in some cases, irritate the autonomic nervous system. That means things like trouble falling or staying asleep, increased nighttime anxiety, irregular heart rhythms, and even morning headaches that seem to come from nowhere. The common myth? It's just a phone. It's just my alarm clock. I need it next to me in case someone calls. But here's what most people don't realize. When these devices sit just a few inches from your body all night long, the EMF exposure is constant, close range, and unbroken for 7 to 9 hours. Night after night. Year after year. So, what can you do about it? The fix is simple, and powerful. Charge your phone in another room. Or, at the very least, switch it to airplane mode and keep it several feet away. That one step alone can make a huge difference. And for waking up in the morning? Swap your digital alarm clock for a battery-powered analog one. No plugs. No wires. No fields. Just the quiet tick of time, and a clearer head come morning. This may sound small. But these small habits, they build your nights. And your nights shape your days. So, take a second look around your bedroom. Because these 5 items might seem helpful, or harmless. But slowly, quietly, over time, they may be working against you. And the best part? You have the power to change that, starting tonight. It's not easy to think about, is it? That the room you trust most, the one place you go to relax, to recharge, to feel safe, might be quietly working against your health. Your bedroom. Your haven. The space where you've spent thousands of nights, curled under warm blankets, listening to the hum of the world outside. But here's the truth, it's not about blame. It's not about fear. It's about awareness. Because once you know, you can take control. For many people over 65, changes in energy, sleep, or mood often get written off as just aging. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the body isn't just getting older, it's reacting to something it was never meant to sleep beside? Something emitting low, invisible waves, every single night. And that realization, it's heavy. It's uncomfortable. It's even a little heartbreaking. But you know what else it is? Freeing. Because now, you know. You've pulled back the curtain. You've looked a little deeper. And instead of feeling overwhelmed, you get to feel empowered. You don't need a complete bedroom overhaul. You don't need expensive gadgets. You just need small, mindful choices. Tonight, before you climb into bed, just take a moment. Look around your room with fresh eyes. Is your phone charging by your head? Is the router humming on a table just feet away? Is that cozy electric blanket still plugged in? Just unplug one thing. Move it a little farther away. Give your body the quiet, the darkness, the rest it deserves. These are the choices that make a difference, not overnight maybe, but over time. Because real health isn't always about big treatments or major changes. Sometimes, it's about subtle shifts in the places we least expect. And for older adults, those beautiful souls who've lived long lives filled with stories, service, love, and loss, your sleep is sacred. You deserve a bedroom that protects you. That supports your healing. That gives back to your body, instead of silently taking from it. So tonight, give yourself that gift. Even just one small step. You're not too late. You're not too far gone. You are exactly where you need to be to make a change that matters. And that change? It starts, right now. So, let's take a moment to breathe, and look back on what we uncovered today. We talked about 5 everyday items, things that live quietly in your bedroom, things you might have trusted for years, that could be slowly affecting your sleep, your energy, your health. We started with the Wi-Fi router, sitting just a few feet from where you lay your head. Then moved to smartwatches and fitness trackers, well-meaning tools that may overstay their welcome on your wrist. We looked at electric blankets. Comforting in the cold, but silently buzzing with electromagnetic waves. Then came memory foam mattresses, soft and supportive, but sometimes filled with off-gassing chemicals you can't see or smell. And finally, perhaps the most surprising of all, your alarm clock and charging phone, sitting quietly on your nightstand, radiating just inches from your resting body. Now, maybe you're feeling a bit shocked. Maybe you're thinking, wait, have these things really been affecting me? That's okay. Because this journey is about learning, not blaming. It's about curiosity, not panic. And you're not alone. Let me ask you something, have you noticed yourself waking up more tired than usual? Feeling foggy? Getting heart palpitations, anxiety, or headaches without knowing why? Could it be that something in your bedroom has been quietly playing a role? I'd love to know what you've noticed. Have you made changes that helped? Are there items in your room now that you plan to move, unplug, or reconsider? Leave a comment below. I read each one personally, and your story might just help someone else. And if this video spoke to you, if it gave you that aha moment or made you feel just a little more in control of your health, tap the like button. It lets us know we're on the right path. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Guide. This channel is a safe place, a calm space, where we explore the truths that matter most to seniors and their families. The things that don't always get talked about, but should. Here, we believe that aging isn't the end of the story, it's the most precious chapter. And you deserve to live it with clarity, comfort, and confidence. So, thank you for spending these moments with me today. Thank you for choosing awareness over assumption. Thank you for caring about yourself, your loved ones, and the quiet corners of your life that often go unnoticed. Until next time, stay safe, stay wise, and remember, a peaceful bedroom makes for a peaceful life. I'll see you in the next video.